tonight was 14,308. The gate was 1.651 million. So let me explain this. The fight of the night was Trujillo versus Varner. Those guys are going to win $75,000 each. Knockout of the night is Trujillo. He wins another $50,000. So congratulations to them. They both deserve it. Fought one of the sickest fights ever. Congratulations to both of those guys.
Na realidade não sinto pressão nenhuma, né? Eu acho que eu já me considerava como campeão, então é o que eu gosto de fazer, é a minha vida, é o meu sonho, tudo se torna realidade, então não sinto pressão nenhuma, eu estou feliz quando estou ali em cima, mais ainda quando eu vi a vitória do meu amigo, que a gente passou 3 meses treinando junto, forte, todos os dias, e quando ele ganhou, eu já fui mais motivado ainda, então deu tudo certo. Mas é isso, eu acho que não tem pressão nenhuma, me sinto feliz de estar ali no octagon, estar ali mostrando meu trabalho.
I felt no pressure at all. I was even happy when I saw my teammate winning the fight. I enjoy fighting. I enjoy myself when I'm in the octagon. So there's no pressure at all. That's the job I love. Keep on fighting, keep on winning fights.
I am sick of the weight cut, but I also was sick of fighting bigger guys at 45, so that's why I did the weight cut. I'm going to stay at 135. So there are some big fights. I have to. This has been a hectic year. It's been just kind of a whirlwind. 5 fights in 11 months. It's just all the stuff I was doing. Let's hear what these guys have for me. I would like to do some fights that are interesting. And I feel like I am getting better. My body feels great, and I don't know. I don't want to go to 45s permanently, but if there's like something that you want to see, I might do that.
Yeah, I'm on Hannah Barao, Faber fight, being a quick stoppage. I've been talking about Hannah Barao for months. I'm going to say it again tonight. The kid is unbelievable. He keeps looking better and better. He's a finisher. He comes out. Uriah Faber's been on a tear. We know what Uriah's done in the last year, and this comes out. This kid, every time this kid fights, he looks better and better and better, and he's a finisher. And I just think this kid is one of the best in the world. Period. Pound for pound, etc.
Acho que foi uma vitória dura. Eu acho que a gente tem que também não desmerecer nosso adversário. O Ricardo é um grande oponente, fez por merecer a disputa do cinturão. Então, para mim a luta foi dura. Ele fez uma estratégia de lutar 5 rounds, então eu estava lutando conforme ele ia jogando. Então, eu fiz a estratégia boa, estava tranquilo, estava confiante. Sabia que decorrer da luta ia ganhar tranquilo.
It was a tough fight. I have to respect Ricardo. He's a great fighter. I knew he was going to try to take the 5 rounds, so I planned my strategy accordingly. So we all went fine, and then we got the results.
Oh yeah, close isn't enough in this sport. Looking back, I think I could have tried harder and I could have pushed the pace more. And I have nobody to blame but myself. Jose did a great job in the fight. In the end, like I said, I wish I would have had another minute. That was the spot I wanted to be in the whole time, was on top, and I should have tried harder to get there.
If there's been any question about Jose's career, it's been that he tends to fade late. He did lose the 5th and final round here. How much did fatigue play into that, or was it simply the strategy?
Tem falado um pouco do cansaço, você perdeu o 5º round. Você cansou, ou isso foi a estratégia? Como é que foi isso?
Então, primeiramente, eu acho que tem que agradecer muito o Ricardo. Eu acho que eu chutei ali. Eu acho que se eu chutasse outra perto do que era outro, eu acho que o outro tinha sentido. Então, ele foi muito duro, ele resistiu o chute forte ali. Eu acho que o round eu não perdi também. Eu acho que comecei bem, trocação, estava levando vantagem, passei, montei, quedei ele, então eu estava na vantagem. Eu acho que 2 minutos de luta, ele ganhei 3 minutos, então eu acho que é muito difícil você avaliar o round, sendo assim, eu dominei 3 minutos de luta, perdi 2 minutos, estava muito tranquilo, né? Duas que segurei, defendi bem os cotovelos dele, então estava muito consciente. Eu acho que todo mundo, quando pensa no Zé Aldo, Zé Aldo não está 5 rounds, vai chegar no final, vai cansar, mas não, estou muito bem preparado. Se botasse mais um round ou 2, eu estaria muito bem também.
I had to respect Ricardo Alves. He's a very tough opponent. He took some very hard kicks on the leg. Maybe some other guys had stopped before. And I don't think I lost the 5th round. I dominated the first 3 minutes, and of course the last 2 minutes he was in the top. But I controlled the situation where I was very comfortable. I was going about me. I won the fight. And that was the fight, the first fight. So why not? We are ready to fight. So let's get this fight.
I wasn't scared to stand with him, and I got a little bit too caught up in that. I should have been playing my game a little more and looking for the takedowns in the later rounds. But it was just stubbornness that got in the way. So I think next time I got to stick to my game a little bit.
Well, we broke a record tonight that I'm not very proud of. You know, the most decisions ever in UFC history. That's not one you're going to hear me bragging about at press conferences, but I would have to say I was pumped with the first fight of the night. You know, it was awesome. Those two went out there, and it was just such a great fight. So, I mean, if you want to ask about it, I wasn't pumped about our record tonight, but that
I don't
fight
have
was
a
awesome.
game plan. I just come in there just to fight. I don't fight to a decision. I fight to finish.
And in the post that we got from you after, it sounds like you called out Cowboy or Nate Diaz. Well, why are those two fights that you're interested in?
I wasn't necessarily calling them out. I was just, she asked me who I like to fight, so I just threw a couple names out there. I just want to fight better guys in the division, just get closer to the belt. And those are two names just popped in my head at the time. No disrespect, but you know, just came up.
What you do is you look at who you're fighting and you adjust. I mean, obviously, Brock was on the last big guy. He's a little big for this big too, by the way. So then when you're fighting these big guys, obviously you want to be a little bit bigger, you want to back a little more muscle. But if we look at the top of the division, Kane, 240, might even drop a little more, but I'm big. I think if I drop too much, it's not going to be good. So I'm not expecting to drop that much more.
And lastly for Ricardo, there's some couple of crazy moments in the fight. I think at one point you had him up against the fence only, feet off the ground. Also, I believe last 2 minutes, it was just, you know, the sort of thing that all the fans want to see. When somebody is behind, to see a fighter, you know, find it in their heart to fight to the very last second and put in a major effort. You know, what can you say about that?
Один из сюрпризов для журналиста, как я уже говорил, для него у меня было много сюрпризов, и это был один из сюрпризов.
As I said in my
as I said in the interview before sort of a couple of days ago, which you saw on the screen today, I prepared a few surprises for John, and that was just one.
You know, Frank is also one of those fighters that he stays dangerous till the end. Because I felt that till the end he was searching for a submission or for something. So that's a little bit his strength. He looks like he's damaged, blocked, goes down and you dive on it, you unload and suddenly you're in your leg. So that's why I also kept it.
Can you describe how you feel? It's been, you know, quite some time since you experienced the win in the UFC, and you were on that losing streak. Just to get back on track, that's
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's been a whole year. I never stopped training, so I've basically been training since 10 months straight or something. So for me, I'm going to enjoy a nice long holiday, and it feels great to be back in the winning track.
And then just one more. If you don't get the Brock Lesnar fight, it doesn't sound like he's coming back. It seems like if you look at the rankings and everything, you and Junior Dos Santos would make a lot of sense, and you have a history with him. Does that interest you?
Every fight in UFC is interesting to me, and on that note, you know, for now it's holiday time, and we're going to sit together with the team, and then we're going to figure out how to
As last year, anybody who could deny him a title shot is crazy.
I mean, do you think one more he's back in the discussion, or is it just?
Well, with the way the finish ended tonight, you know what I mean? It's again, how do you, you know, maybe some people feel, I mean, does anybody feel that he could have continued, or does anybody disagree? I mean, he probably could have continued. It's one of those tough fights. This kid comes out and looks unbelievable, and he recovers and comes back, gives the thumbs up and everything, and you know, they both kind of get screwed tonight. Barao gets screwed and Faber gets screwed. It's one of those, you know, it's the cherry on the 10 decision record-breaking catastrophe this evening. You know, Anderson should be walking without crutches here in the next couple weeks. Then he'll start training in a few months. I mean, we got to see how he comes back and he is 100% confident that he's coming back. But, you know, who he's going to fight is still. I mean, the landscape changes so much in this sport because he probably won't fight till the end of the year. If everything goes the way that it should, he should be fighting in pretty much the same fight he fought in last year, this last year. So we'll see how it goes and what's going on then. And then I'm a Patriots fan, so I don't have a dog in the fight tomorrow, but I wouldn't mind seeing Peyton Manning win the Super Bowl. I'm not bitter like a lot of other New England fans.